This sweater is not look good enough for the internet. So I'm pretty new to this whole YouTube thing, but I'm learning pretty quickly that no matter how many people like something you make, there are just as many, if not more, who are going to dislike or at least be highly critical of it. Now I know that most of you are in the process of typing in the comments right now. Just ignore them, haters gonna hate, just be yourself. Or maybe that's not what you were typing at all. Maybe you're a troll and you were in the process of typing something more along the lines of, "You sucks very bad, your faces is making me puke to myself." Or maybe you're a really articulate troll saying something more like, "It would be better for you to die than to continue to poison the internet with these simple-minded analyses you call your opinions." I don't know why the articulate troll is English, but back to my point. The truth is, not only is it really hard for me to take criticism, but it's also really hard for me to be myself, especially on a platform like this where I have the opportunity to edit around everything I say and do in order to make it, well, perfect. But I guess that's part of the problem. I have my own idea of perfection and my own ideas about what people are and aren't going to like, not just about my videos, but about me personally, and because of that, I'm inclined to change things so that they line up with my own idea of perfection. The problem is that I'm not you, and that's really hard for me to accept. It can even be hard for me to accept when people do like something I make, or even me as a person. Now, you would think that this low self-esteem, and yes, I know exactly how low it is, would prepare me for criticisms, right? Wrong. I am the worst at taking criticism from anyone who isn't me, and while yes, I am my harshest critic, the little things people say can really, really get to me. But why? Nothing anyone else says can come close to what I actually think about myself, so why does it hurt so bad when people critique me even when they're trying to help? Now, I'm a big fan of analogies, and I think I've got a really good one here, and by really good I mean horrible, and you shouldn't take it literally like at all. Maybe it's like how a paper cut can hurt worse than a bullet wound. I said it wasn't great, just work with me. Maybe it's because when people say things that are so dramatically horrible, it's easy to dismiss what they're saying, while when people really start nitpicking at what you do and who you are, you know they really mean what they're saying. All that said, I still need to work on how I respond to criticism, and to help myself with this, I've come up with a list of do's, don'ts, and questions to ask in cases where I find myself facing what I fear most. Question 1. Is this person trying to help or hurt me? I think our natural reaction to criticism is to assume that people are trying to hurt our feelings, and while in some cases this may be true, it's certainly not always the case. Sometimes people really are trying to help you when they say something along the lines of, "I think you can do better," and it's really important to understand the intent behind their words, because if they're said out of love and not hate, they're probably worth considering. Question 2. Is listening to this criticism going to help me grow or better myself? Now this one's a little bit trickier because again it goes back to personal taste, but I think it's really important for us to remember that is it good and did you like it are two totally separate questions. For instance, the style of my videos involves a lot of jump cuts and fast talking. Some people, usually people who are more active in the YouTube community, tend to like and accept this style as practice, while other more casual viewers might find it annoying or even distracting to the message of the video. Now I personally like this style, but it's still really hard for me to hear someone say something like, "Well, I liked it, but I wish you had filmed it differently." And that's kind of ridiculous because not only in this case does the compliment clearly outweigh the criticism, but it obviously goes back to personal taste and has nothing to do with the quality of my work in the first place. Question 3. Am I proud of what I've done? This is probably the most important question on the list for the simple fact that I'm not the only one who tends to be my own biggest critic. Most people are way harsher on themselves than other people are, but the fact is that if you like what you're doing, you should be proud of it. That's all my questions, so now let's move on to do's and don'ts. Do. Accept that everyone has a different opinion. The fact is, some people are going to like what you do and who you are, and some people aren't. You're never going to be able to please everyone. Don't take things people say about your work personally. You have to remember, even though you've worked so hard on something and you feel like it's a part of you, other people don't see it that way. Like this video, for instance, you probably just see it as a video, whereas I see it as me sharing a piece of who I am with the internet, and that's truly terrifying. Do. Be careful about who you ask for criticism from. Again, you have to keep in mind who your audience is, and this do is definitely a double-edged sword. To explain, I'll give 2 examples, both involving family. On one hand, I probably shouldn't take my brother's criticism as law because frankly, I have 2 of the most critical brothers on the face of the planet. Still love you. And even though I crave their approval, I have to accept that they don't get excited about the same things that I do. On the other hand, I probably shouldn't just listen to my grandmother's criticism either because, well, she's my grandma. She's gonna love me or whatever I do, no matter what it is or how bad I screw up. For my final don't be so hard on yourself, you silly goose. Is silly goose still a thing? Well, too bad, I'm bringing it back. Not everything in life has to be so serious. It's okay to do things just for fun, and it's okay to mess up every once in a while. In fact, I think in a lot of ways, success necessitates failure. Well, that's all I have to say about the subject, really. I still need to work on my own self-esteem and how I react to criticism as a result of that, but I am working on it, and for now, that's all that really matters. So what's the best or worst criticism you've ever received? Feel free to share your stories in the comments down below, because that's what the internet's for, right? Liz, come in.